Do come inside. Good afternoon, Sanket. Please do have a seat. Sanket, how are you feeling?
So feeling a little bit excited as well as nervous, both at the same time.
That is good. Little excitement is always good, and little stress is also good. That's what keeps us going. So, Sanket, now that you have come to my favorite point, ki excited and nervous. So, tell me, how do we define confidence?
So confidence
Hmm.
is when an individual
Hmm.
is prepared for something
Hmm.
and he knows that he is going to deliver it. That's confidence.
Very good. So, let me help you. Confidence is a state when we are cool, calm, composed.
Yes.
जब हमें आता है तो हम उत्तेजित नहीं होते और जब नहीं आता तो नर्वस नहीं होते.
Yes.
We remain composed. Because in all our life we have seen that we don't get 100 out of 100 despite our best preparation. But if we panic, we go down. An interview is exactly trying to see, are you resilient? Do you hold yourself? When you know it, you're not excited, and when you don't know it, you're not nervous. Great job. I'm very impressed. Sanket, before we start the interview, I'll just bring one point to your notice so that next time when you come for an interview, you don't this kind of a occurrence does not take place. If there's a lady on the panel, it is always better to wish her first and wish the panel.
Definitely, sir. I'll keep that in mind.
It's all right. Don't worry. That's why the mocks are there, so that we learn.
Yes, sir.
And I quite like your smile.
Yes.
And next time when you are shaved, you will be looking much more smarter
Yes,
than what
sir.
you are present.
Yeah, I'll show it.
Okay, good, Sanket. Sanket, I have seen your DAF. Anything else you would like us to know? What is not there in the DAF?
Sir, I have not mentioned about my current sports activities. I do play for the refreshment nowadays. Not into competitive, but I do, but I have not mentioned it.
Okay, that's all right. Okay. Sanket, we were very impressed to see a lot of things. You have done B.
Yes, sir.
So I was actually always intrigued. What is the difference between B and B Tech?
Sir, in my limited knowledge, BTech is Bachelor's in Technology. It comes from the government colleges or the institutes, while B is for the private institutes. That's in my limited knowledge. I'll read into it.
Okay, I'm glad that you're ready to read into it. You are fond of swimming.
Yes, sir.
Very good. It's very important sport.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, how many kind of strokes are there?
Sir, majorly there are 4 types of strokes. Breaststroke.
Okay,
freestyle.
good. If you know 4 strokes, which is the most energy efficient stroke?
Sir, freestyle. I'll see.
Freestyle is more energy efficient.
Energy efficient, sir. Yes, sir. In my case, sir, I find it more efficient.
Okay. Please go and read into it.
Yes, sir. I will.
You have your optional is geography.
Yes, sir.
So I was actually intrigued. So you are aware of Tropic of Cancer?
Yes, sir.
What is Tropic of Cancer?
Sir, it is a
Huh?
it is an
Imaginary line at 23.5 degrees.
25. Yes, sir. 23.5.
Is it a latitude or longitude?
Sir, it is a latitude.
Good, and it is imaginary.
Yes, sir. It is an image.
When I look at the currency notes, it is 1, 2, 5, 10. Everything is multiple of tens or ones. Similarly, time 1, 5, 10 for ease of calculation. So why do we have this crazy imaginary line at 23.5? Why not at 25 and 20? बच्चों के लिए आसान हो जाता है याद रखना.
Sir, it is from there the temperature changes or the climate as well as the ecology around the geography changes.
So do I understand that 23.5 is something like a double door refrigerator कि उसके ऊपर ठंड पड़ेगी नीचे गर्मी होगी?
No, sir. It is a transition climate. There is a transition of climates when we move from equator towards the north pole. Then in a between we
मतलब-
go through the transition.
तो 25 कर लेते हैं, 20 कर लेते हैं. Let's compromise between the two of us. Or we'll be stuck with 23.5.
Sir, we'll stuck with 23.5. I need to read the scientific.
Okay. So find out the reason as to why we are at 23.5.
Yes.
I enjoyed interacting with you.
Thank you, sir.
All yours, sir.
Well, Mr. Sanket, Should I call you Arvind?
Sir, Sanket is my name.
Sanket is
Yeah,
your name.
Arvind is my father's name.
Oh, it's okay, Sanket. Well, which crops you are growing around in your villages?
Sir, mostly sugarcane,
Sugarcane.
jawar.
Hmm.
These are the two major crops. Apart from that, groundnut is also preferred till some extent.
So, sugar industry in Maharashtra, uh, is it based on cooperatives or under the private mills?
Sir, most of them are cooperatives. Mostly in Western Maharashtra, sugar industries are cooperatives.
You mean to say the cooperative movement in Maharashtra has picked up and successfully has helped the farmers?
Till some extent, yes, sir. But there are some negative parts as well, sir.
Farmers are not happy.
Sir, farmers of Satara, Sangli, and Kolhapur are till some extent happy with the cooperative, but in Ahmednagar there has been fall in the sugarcane's FRP, because of which farmers are not happy. But in some pockets they are, sir.
What are the main reasons of their unhappiness?
Sir, there are different reasons. The first being the rate for the sugarcane. Apart from that, the availability of season. The season is very short for the sugarcane, because of which the processing of the cooperative. Sir, I presume the question was with respect to sugarcane.
Yes.
Sir, the season for the processing of the sugarcane is very short, because of which they have to.
How many months by chance in your state?
Sir, it is from October to March. Or
So more or less we start here in Haryana and UP in November. So more or less the same.
Yes, sir, it is same. But the land acquired by the sugarcane is vast, because of which there is delay. When sugarcane is to be processed, there is a right time to be processed. Most of the farmers miss those time, but the weight of the sugarcane is highest. So because of which farmers are.
So you mean to say we should open more mills there?
No, sir, but the processing should be more efficient to enhance the processing. Sir. The sugarcane industry should be more efficient.
Any solution with the application of IT in your opinion?
Sir, I didn't get the question.
For the benefit of these farmers, as far as their movement of the sugarcane and their harvesting is concerned, any application of the IT can it help?
Sir, definitely it can help. The first can be the crop diversification through IT is possible. Farmers are facing the issue of cobweb phenomena, because of which the demand and supply is mismatched.
I am asking the sugarcane farmers, if they reach in the mill at right time, so that there should be a continuous supply without a break by making some IT application.
Yes, sir, it can be made. The whole system of ERP can be introduced to ensure that the timely procurement of the sugarcane from the farmer is done. A proper life cycle of the whole plant is followed. This can be done using precision farming as well as AI.
Thank you. So,
Okay, Sanket.
Yes, sir.
Is it Sanket or Sanket?
So both pronunciations are accepted.
What does it mean?
Sir, it means convention, indications. Also, it has a mythological story that it is one of the place where Krishna and Radha used to exchange their messages.
Okay. What is the meaning of Pachwad?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware about it.
And Satara?
Patchword. Sir, it is sir, the small tributaries of rivers are called vadas in Marathi. So patchwords are where 5 small tributaries made together.
And Satara?
Sir, Satara, sir, there are different stories to the origin of the name. Some being that it is surrounded by the 7 hills, Sat Taras. One being that the Ajinkya Tara, the fort in the Satara, had 17 doors. So through this, the Satara name came into being.
Your father and mother both are teaching, I guess, isn't it?
No, sir. My father is retired labor officer, while
Sorry,
my mother
labor
was
officer.
homemaker.
Yeah, but you were teaching local children, that NGO. Through that NGO, you are helping underprivileged children, isn't it?
Yes, sir. But I wasn't teaching. I used to help Childline India Foundation
Okay.
with the collection.
Now, what is the age at which the IQ is formed?
Sir, in my limited knowledge, it is somewhere around 5 years.
Yeah,
It is.
0 to 5 years, 80%. So, what is our country doing at that age with the children?
Sir, currently new education policy has been brought in to ensure that we target the 0 to 5 or 0 to 6 years of the students, especially from age of 3. It's where the children or the child starts developing a cognitive abilities. So under new education policy, we are bringing some schemes.
Presently, what are we doing? Are you aware of the Integrated Child Development Scheme?
ICD. Yes, sir. In my village, I have seen that there is a school for the small children from the age of 3 to 6, where multiple activities like they are introduced with the games, they are introduced with the puzzles. So these are some of the activities which are carried out.
And have you ever been to an Anganwadi?
Yes, sir. I have been.
You've been.
Yes, sir.
Was any preschool or any cognitive development, was it happening in the Anganwadi, or what exactly was being done there?
Sir, what I observed was that there were multiple charts around there where the teacher used to introduce them to various characters as well as various fruits, various objects. Apart from that midday meal scheme or the PM Poshan scheme, the khichdi used to be given to them. Apart from that, sir, there used to be a teaching, a regular teaching happening, but nothing as such a customized which a child requires. It was in general, sir.
The teaching was happening.
Not in a customary manner, sir, but teacher used to teach them on slates.
Who is the teacher?
Anganwadi Sevika, we used to call.
Yeah, the Anganwadi worker is
Yeah.
that's where we have missed the bus actually.
Yes, sir.
We have fed the body but not the mind.
Yes, sir.
That's where we have. Okay. Now, Russia has a border with a new NATO country. Which is a new NATO country?
Sweden, sir. Sweden.
Sweden has not yet become. It's
Yes,
going
sir.
to
It is
become.
about to become. Yeah.
One more country.
Finland, sir.
Finland.
Yeah.
You know the length of border with Russia?
No, sir.
It's 2,800 odd kilometers. And Ukraine has lesser border. Okay? Then why Russia is not upset about Finland but very upset about Ukraine?
Sir, Ukraine was the part of the USSR. According to the Russia's theory that Ukraine is.
Then Russia should have been very happy that somebody who was part of me is now part of NATO. So my agents are already there. They'll leak out all the secrets of NATO. Russia should have been very happy.
Sir, that is another perspective. But in my limited knowledge, sir, I think so. Russia was afraid that NATO will be at their doorstep. This might.
But even Finland is at their doorstep, 2,800 odd kilometers.
Yes, sir. Finland joined later. It was after the after Russia-Ukraine war began.
No, that means Finland should have been more scared.
Yes.
And Russia should have beaten up Finland also by now.
Yes, sir. I'll look into the details.
Yeah, I mean, that means and Finland is a very numbers wise it's a very small country. Ukraine is much bigger. It's the granary of the Europe and all that. Finland is a very that way a very tiny country.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
some regions of Ukraine, the Donbass, there were some cultural ties with Russia, according to which Russia thought that those should be the part of the Russia, because of which it decided to invade Ukraine.
But it told Ukraine, if you do not join, I'm okay with it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was also.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, Sanket.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Let's shift gear a bit. Were you following the Ambani pre-wedding celebrations in Jamnagar?
Till some extent, yes, ma'am, through some social media sites, but not directly.
So, can you give me an analysis of the pros and cons of this whole event?
Definitely, ma'am. Some of the pros were that the wedding happened in India itself. That was in Jamnagar, because of which the money was spent in our local economy. This somehow boost the Jamnagar economy. Second, it gave an international recognition to the Jamnagar. The cons were there were a lot of jets or the private jets, because of which carbon emissions was high. Second, second can be, ma'am, related to the inequality. It was not addressed properly. But I need to think on the cons, ma'am.
And you got some of them right. Apparently, they also use the Air Force Base
Air Force
for
Base.
commercial flights, so the
Yeah.
security item. But do you think there was some more deeper, some business strategy, doing this in Jamnagar and the kind of people they had brought in? Do you see any business strategy unfolding there?
Ma'am, I had read about it, but I'm not sure whether the strategy it was exactly what they had planned for. So I don't have any confirmed resources. That's why.
Apparently, the tie-up with Reliance
Rihana,
and
yes,
Rihana
for
is
their
the
Lakme business.
products.
Product.
Beauty. Childline India Foundation.
Yes.
Did you find in your time that you volunteered there any cases of child exploitation, abuse?
Personally, no, ma'am, I didn't find that, because my role was mostly of supplying the collected donations, as well as the distributing the collected items from our office to the site.
Site as in
Uh,
operating a center for.
We used to submit the donated to the NGO directly, as well as the items we used to directly distribute among the students or the children.
So what is the objective of Childline India Foundation?
Sir, ma'am, Childline India Foundation is an umbrella organization. It does not have its own resources. What it does is it uses the resources of the other NGOs to make it more efficient. For example, they have a Childline helpline 1098. If a child calls it, and if a child is present in any, let's consider Satara. So if a child contacts 1098, Childline India will arrange NGO's help in the vicinity to reach the child in 60 minutes.
So you didn't have a chance to see what kind of calls were coming in? What was the Childline?
No, ma'am, we were not allowed into the communication.
So you were only involved with the fundraising?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, my last question, you're an IT engineer.
Yes.
And what is your reason for moving into the civil services?
Ma'am, I had planned it earlier, but I thought that I'll be able to balance between TCS as well as UPSC preparation. But I was not able to balance it, so that's why I decided it was my conscious decision to move away from the job. But I had planned it from earlier, since 12th standard.
No, but I'm trying to understand your reason. You always wanted to. Why do you want to work with join the civil services?
Ma'am, I wanted to nurture myself into the scholarly environment, as at the same time I wanted to work for the society and to have a job which has a diversity as well as people's to people's contact. Because of which I had chosen, as my father was a labor officer, so since childhood I was seeing that the job means people to people contact, but in IT it was completely different. So I was not able to accumulate it properly. That's why I decided to part away with it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. K.
Good afternoon, sir.
Let me take you in another direction.
Yes.
Last year, our Prime Minister, he came to Parliament wearing a plastic jacket, right? Renewable plastic. So what was he trying to draw attention to?
Sir, in my limited knowledge, it was related to the LIFE initiative.
Is there a problem of plastic waste in India?
There is a problem of plastic waste in India, and there is a lack of recyclable industry.
Right.
Prime Minister might be indicating towards the development of the recycling industry in India.
So what is really our objective in dealing with plastics, what are the targets you would like to do? Like PM has said, that you must tackle the problem of plastics. So what would be the elements of that policy?
So the first will be developing the recycling industry. Plastic waste into the environment is causing harms to animals as well as the ecology. Second will be ensuring that we reduce the plastic waste and move towards some other better or the sustainable option. Third is empowering the farmers. The jute bags were replaced. The plastic bags were replaced with jute bags in sugar industry. These are some I will
Have you heard of single-use plastic problem?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you think what it might be? What the government wants to tackle the use of?
Sir, if I'm not wrong, the plastics which are below 120 microns are considered to be single use plastics. This cannot be recycled, but they can be disposed properly if collected.
Well, they want to have a ban on single-use plastics, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then, anything else?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay, don't worry. Can I ask you something on forests also? That what is the extent of forest cover in India? Idea? Forest cover.
Sir, around 25%, 24,
25%.
24 to
And what is our target?
33%.
The
Yeah.
national cover. Right. So, in this, why are we introducing cheetahs? Reintroducing cheetahs in India? Do you agree with this? It looks to me kind of difficult exercise to bring from South Africa and Namibia, and not able to handle the Indian environment.
Definitely, sir. It is a challenging task, but cheetah is a keystone species, and on the food pyramid, it lies at the top, because of which it is very important to have a balanced ecological cycle. Cheetah on the top can ensure that the growth of the herbivorous animals is in line. There was one case study from the New York Yellowstone National Park where the jackals were eliminated, and it gave the rise to the herbivorous animals in the region, which over the time destroyed the ecology. So, government of India is trying to balance the ecological cycle by introducing cheetah in the ecosystem.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sanket, it's been a wonderful interaction with you. I would just like to know, what was your experience? Now the interview is over. Feel free. Aram se, Vishram.
Sir, I think so. I need to work more on content and more on communication. I need some feelers to connect.
Okay. How many marks have you given till now?
4, 5.
Issue is better learn to be specific. 4 or 5 नहीं हो सकता, 4 होंगी या 5 होंगी?
5.
5. Good. So this is your 6th.
6, yes, sir.
Good. I would definitely say that you have performed extremely well. I am quite content with you. There were streaks of brilliance, and especially the way you took charge of the last question of cheetah and you went to Yellowstone, brought out the ecological disruption which took place when a certain species were taken away. It was a phenomenally good answer.
Thank you, sir.
This underscores the fact that you're a strong candidate. You have a good knowledge base. And we really need to understand the interview is nothing. It is not to check your knowledge, but to see application of this knowledge. Like the cheetah case was a smarter case of application.
Yes, sir.
Seeing things in the environment and bringing it out. And the moment we bring data, bring examples, it justifies and solidifies our answer. That's very good, a great job that you have done. And I would expect, rather the board would expect that for everything you should have that kind of an approach.
Definitely, sir. I'll inculcate it in mind.
I wish you could have told me something about swimming also, as to what is the most efficient form of swimming. If you see a frog, the way it is one of the very efficient swimmers,
Yes, sir.
it tells of a specific stroke.
Stroke, yes, sir.
There are streaks of brilliance, superlative. Do understand you are very smartly dressed up. I found that your hands were all the while on your thighs. I leave it to you.
Okay, sir.
If you want to move it, little bit of movement of hands is there are a lot of boards which tell you just be rigid. But if you feel that there's a need, you are allowed to move it. So please do not be very rigid about it.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
That is one way.
Yes, sir.
You got a good smile. I wish that you had used this thing to your advantage.
Okay, sir.
A smile here and there when the gentleman is asking a question to you. A smile is actually telling confidence that you are a confident individual, and it is further telling that you're not stressed. Make a good eye contact with all the panelists. You're
Yes,
not
sir.
interacting with
Yes, sir.
with an individual, but with a panel. क्लास में अगर टीचर एक ही बच्चे को देखती रहेगी तो हम पढ़ाई नहीं करेंगे. तो समझिएगा, एवरीबडी इज मार्किंग यू.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
तो इसका सदुपयोग कीजिएगा.
Definitely.
Use this qualities, and this is very important. Presently, you saw the board was by and large. There are a lot of things which we did not ask you. We did not ask you on what is happening to Citizenship Amendment Act, UCC, what's happening in Indian Ocean region, Russia, Ukraine. A board will never be able to ask any most of the things.
Yes, sir.
But you need to be prepared for everything.
Yes, sir.
For that preparation, now that you got 4 weeks in hand, now you must make a good strategy so that you nail it. So what kind of newspapers are you reading presently?
So Indian Express and Hindu. I was planning to add Economics Time. But
Yeah, I would recommend replace Hindu with Economic Times.
Yes, sir. But
Bring in a paper of Economics Time, Mint or Financial. Understand, money is the main lubricator which will make us 2047 a possibility.
okay, sir.
Without money, nothing is going to happen.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So please understand these aspects. If geography is your major thing, understand a lot of imperatives of geography. I did not ask you why Indian Ocean is important for us.
Yes.
There will be many good answers to it.
Yes.
So look at probable questions that will come from everything is 70 to 80% will flow out of your DAF.
Definitely, sir.
So I would recommend that please pick up your DAF, see all the possibilities, and write pointed answers 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. लिखना शुरू करो बेटा. जब लिखोगे तो हम अपने दिमाग में लिखना शुरू करते हैं.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
The aim of the game is not to see, not to listen, but to write. When you start writing, you become a game changer. You start consolidating your thought process. When you start consolidating your thought process, you start prioritizing your thought process. किस उत्तर को पहले देना, किसको बाद में. You make your priority list अपने आप बनती रहती है. तो इन सब चीज़ों को बेटा देखिएगा. Be aware of all the government schemes.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, that is very important. Your father was a labor officer.
Yes, sir.
So it is imperative that what all schemes, etc., wherever you are coming from, government schemes, etc., is extremely important. Look at the newspapers as I have told. Do understand your interviews on 4th of April,
5th April, sir.
5th April. So by this time, majority of the time, most of the gene pool of questions by and large कई बार खत्म हो जाता है panelist के पास भी. They resort to reading newspapers and they start asking current affair की immediate आज क्या हुआ, कल क्या हुआ, वैसे वाले प्रश्न भी शुरू हो जाते हैं. So I would recommend, especially for your thing, 31st March से लेके 5th April तक का न्यूज़पेपर को चार्ट लेने का. Everything that happens, you must be aware of it.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Remember, we are going for polls, one nation, one election. All these things can be thrown at you.
Yes, sir.
So keep on thinking what can happen.
Yes, sir.
When you think, write an answer to it. Don't just think and stop it. Think, evolve a solution to it.
Definitely.
Otherwise, a great performance.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll do very well.
Thank you, sir.
You will do extremely well. Any points, sir?
Sir.
So, have you been listening to Shekhar Gupta, Contact Letter?
The print, yes, sir. The print, yes.
Yeah. So, go through his last 30-40 episodes.
Okay, sir.
Secondly, Palki Sharma.
Okay, yes, sir.
Note down the points, then decide which one to say first.
Okay, sir.
That will help you.
Definitely.
Then there is this website, betterindia.com. Go there and see. That ground connection you should have because you have mostly stayed in the city.
Yes, sir.
But 70% of India is rural.
Yes.
That you should.
Definitely, sir.
Then there is a website, vikshitbharatsankalp.gov.in. Go there, see the flagship schemes of Government of India, see what is the eligibility criteria for those schemes, what is the timeline, what has been achieved, what is yet to be done.
Okay, sir.
That will be your job when you join.
Yes, sir. I'll look into it.
Be aware of that.
Yes, sir.
That will help you.
Okay, sir.
And even if you don't know some questions, it doesn't matter. I have a batchmate who didn't answer 5 out of 10 questions and made it. So simply say, sir, I would like to learn more about it.
Okay, sir.
Move on, that's it. Don't get scared.
Definitely,
They
sir.
purposely try to give you a googly. Don't get scared. Yeah, anybody else?
No,
Ma'am,
I
any
just
point?
wanted to add, I thought that for child-led fund, you should have a better understanding on,
Yes, ma'am.
especially from the labor perspective and violence perspective. I think just saying you know only about what you were doing, but just would be helpful, I think.
Sure.
There are a lot of schemes, POSCO Act वगैरह सब देख लेना जो मैम बता रही हैं, she is what trying to tell.
Yeah.
Yes,
हाँ.
ma'am. I'll look into it. Thank you.
And there,
सब
आप बता दीजिए.
सब गितेश सब
By and large, I was happy. I would just advise that you need content. You can't start thinking while talking, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like last takes you were.
Yes.
I think you're tested for the written portion, but in interview you need bulleted kind of
Yeah,
points.
that's
You can
right.
build up a little. So you take half a day, and everything connected with environment. In some way or the other, air pollution, forest, clean Ganga. 2 lines and you make on a card. The meat,
बिल्कुल.
and desertification, climate change. So what will happen is you can instant recall,
Yeah.
and then you can give your views. So that may be easy, focused way of preparing. But otherwise,
Very good. Good job.
And your father being labor officer, go through this labor welfare cess. There's a huge amount lying in every state.
Okay, sir. Yes.
What is the uses to which labor welfare cess can be put? Then there is this EPFO and ESI.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are their role? What are they doing? You should know exactly. But the whole healthcare is taken care of by ESI.
Yes, sir.
And now they have made a UN for the labor.
Yes, sir.
They can go anywhere and they can get EPF with that universal access number. Universal account number they have made. In 2020 only they have made.
Okay, sir.
Earlier on, leaving one industry, going to second industry, there used to be chaos. They have resolved that problem for all labor. So these some things you ask your father, what are the
Yeah.
labor issues?
Okay,
So
sir.
there were so big strikes earlier, now there is no strike of labor. Who decides the minimum wage? How they decide? So the deputy commissioner decides the minimum wage. So all these things you
Yes,
should
sir.
know.
Yeah. I'll look into it.
Yeah.
All the best. Anything else you would like to know?
Sir, it's getting difficult for me to switch from one subject to another. How can I work on it?
Just consolidate like what panelists have told. Think of the important things. Keep on write things in bullet form. And automatically you're done well. And as Sir has actually told, we don't expect you to answer everything.
Yeah.
When you don't know it, just say, I don't know,
Simply
I'll
say,
find
I would like
out.
to learn more about it.
Bas,
Okay.
get out of it.
पतली गली से निकल जाओ.
हाँ.
Okay.
That's what Sir is telling. And please जो labor laws वाले चीज़, Sir, thank you very much. मुझे भी नहीं मालूम थे. Thank you very much. That is education. While we interact with you, it's not only we are interacting with you, we are also learning a lot. So you've done a very good job. Keep it up.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Anything else you would like
No,
to know,
sir,
beta?
that's it.
You may leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gulati
This
sir.
buttoning and unbuttoning you need not do. When you come with
We
open
can
and go back.
Sure,
It's
yeah.
not, see, it distracts unnecessarily.
Okay, sir.
खोल
Yeah.
के आओ, खोल के जाओ.
Okay, sir. Yeah. I'll keep that in my mind. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Shape next time.
Yes, sir. Definitely.